The red warships of the Vorthak Empire suddenly appeared at the edge of our solar system like death itself coming to visit. 300 massive alien vessels hung in space, arranged in perfect attack formation that stretched for thousands of miles. Each ship was the size of a small city, their dark red hulls gleaming with weapons that could destroy entire planets. Admiral Jake Williams stood inside the secret defense station called Liberty's Edge, completely hidden from alien eyes. He watched the enemy fleet through sensors they couldn't detect. His hands held tight to the metal railing as he stared at the screen showing all those alien ships. After 20 years of preparing for this day, it was finally happening. "They're going for our fake targets," said Lieutenant Rosa Martinez from her computer station. The young woman kept her voice calm even though they were watching the biggest space battle in human history about to begin. "The alien fleet is attacking our dummy defense satellites exactly like we thought they would." Bright flashes of alien weapons fire shot across space, hitting what looked like Earth's main defense systems. Huge explosions lit up the darkness as the fake satellites were destroyed. The Vorthak ships moved closer to Earth, thinking they were winning easily. Captain Tony Jackson was hiding aboard the battleship New Horizon, completely invisible to alien sensors. He watched the enemy ships getting closer through special viewing windows. "Sir, they're sending surrender messages on every radio channel. They really think we can't fight back." Admiral Williams smiled, but it wasn't a happy smile. "Good. Let them keep thinking that for now. Tell all our ships to stay quiet and don't move yet. Everything is going according to plan." The alien commander looked at his easy victory and ordered his ships to head straight for Earth's biggest cities. He expected to find millions of helpless humans ready to surrender. What he didn't know was that human forces had been watching every single alien ship since the moment they arrived. Every movement, every weapon charge, every communication was being recorded by defense systems the aliens couldn't even imagine. The Vorthak had studied Earth for months before attacking. Their spy probes told them humans had just learned to travel between stars. They thought Earth would be like every other primitive world they had conquered, weak, unprepared, and easy to defeat. Their intelligence report said humans had only basic weapons and simple defenses. But human intelligence was much better than alien intelligence. Earth scientists had been capturing and studying alien technology for decades. They knew exactly how Vorthak ships worked, how their weapons functioned, and most importantly, how their commanders thought during battle. Hidden throughout the solar system, human ships waited in complete silence. Some were disguised as asteroids. Others hid behind moons. Many more sat in empty space using technology that made them completely invisible. The aliens flew right past hundreds of human warships without knowing they were there. Lieutenant Commander Alex Rivera monitored alien communications from his station deep underground. "Admiral, they're getting excited about how easy this is. Their commander just told his fleet that humans are even weaker than expected." The alien ships spread out as they approached Earth, preparing to attack different continents at the same time. They wanted to hit every major city simultaneously to break human resistance quickly. New York, London, Tokyo, Mumbai, all were targeted for immediate destruction. What they saw as they got closer looked exactly like what they expected. Earth cities appeared defenseless. The orbital weapons platforms they had destroyed seemed to be humanity's only protection. Radio signals from Earth sounded panicked and confused. Everything confirmed what their intelligence had told them about primitive human civilization. Admiral Williams watched the alien fleet position itself for the final attack. Each enemy ship was now exactly where human strategists had predicted they would be. The trap was set perfectly. "All stations report ready, sir," came reports from dozens of hidden bases. On the moon, inside asteroids, beneath Earth's oceans, and in secret facilities throughout the solar system, human forces waited for the signal to reveal themselves. The moment of truth was coming. Soon, the Vorthak Empire would learn that humans were nothing like the primitive species they had expected to find. When the alien fleet moved close enough to start their real attack, Commander Lisa Davis knew it was time. She sat aboard the hidden ship called Freedom, completely invisible to enemy sensors. This was the moment humanity had been preparing for since they first detected alien signals 20 years ago. "All units, listen up. This is Command speaking. Start the revelation protocol right now. Time to show these aliens what humans are really made of," Davis said into her communicator. What happened next shocked the Vorthak fleet beyond anything they could have imagined. All across the solar system, empty space suddenly exploded with activity. Huge weapon platforms appeared out of nowhere, rising from asteroid fields where they had been hidden for years. These weren't small defense satellites, they were massive battle stations bigger than most alien ships. The aliens watched in horror as the moon itself began to crack open. Giant sections of the lunar surface split apart along invisible lines, revealing enormous gun batteries hidden underneath. For decades, human engineers had been secretly building weapons inside the moon, turning Earth's natural satellite into the biggest fortress in the solar system. Lieutenant Kevin Brown was monitoring all alien communications from his spy ship called Vigilant. He could barely contain his excitement as he listened to panicked alien voices. "Admiral, you should hear this. They're completely freaking out. Their commander is screaming at his officers, asking how we managed to hide so many weapons. They have no idea what's happening." The Vorthak fleet suddenly realized they were completely surrounded. Human warships decloaked all around them, ships that had been sitting right next to them the whole time without being detected. The aliens' most advanced sensors, technology they thought was superior to anything humans possessed, had been completely fooled. Down on Earth, what the aliens expected to be easy targets turned out to be something completely different. The cities they planned to destroy weren't defenseless at all. Massive energy shields powered up around every major population center, easily deflecting the alien weapons that should have turned those cities to ash. Colonel Diana Wilson was commanding the defense from her secret bunker deep underground beneath Chicago. The aliens thought they were attacking a normal city, but Chicago had been turned into a fortress over the past 2 decades. All weapon systems are locked onto targets. Our people are safe, everyone got to the underground shelters exactly like we practiced. Admiral Williams decided it was time to talk directly to the alien commander. He opened a communication channel that reached across space to the enemy fleet. His voice was calm and confident, like someone who held all the winning cards in a poker game. "Attention Vorthak ships. This is Admiral Jake Williams of the Earth Defense Force. You came here thinking you'd find some primitive planet you could easily conquer. Instead, you found something very different. Surrender right now, and maybe some of you will survive to warn others about making the same mistake." The alien response was exactly what every human commander expected. Instead of surrendering, they fired even more weapons at Earth and the human ships. They still couldn't believe that the primitive humans they'd studied were actually this powerful. Their pride wouldn't let them admit they had walked into a trap. But the Vorthak weapons that had easily destroyed the fake defense satellites did absolutely nothing against real human shields. Earth cities remained completely protected. The human warships absorbed alien fire like it was nothing more than raindrops hitting a mountain. From hidden bases on Mars, Europa, and Titan, more human ships began appearing. The aliens had thought Earth was humanity's only world, but humans had been secretly building colonies and military bases throughout the solar system for years. Every moon, every asteroid, every seemingly empty piece of space potentially held human forces. The alien commander tried to contact his home fleet for reinforcements, but human jammers blocked every signal. The Vorthak fleet was completely cut off, surrounded by enemies they couldn't see coming, using technology they didn't understand. Lieutenant Amanda Garcia, monitoring the battlefield from her position on the command ship, reported what everyone could see on their screens. "Sir, enemy formations are breaking apart. They're confused and scared. Some ships are trying to retreat, but our forces are blocking every escape route." Admiral Williams smiled as he watched the alien fleet panic. 20 years of planning, 20 years of preparation, and 20 years of letting the aliens think humans were weak had led to this perfect moment. Now it was time to show the galaxy what humanity could really do. Captain Ryan Mitchell launched from the secret military base hidden deep inside Europa's frozen surface. His fighter squadron had been waiting in the Ice Moon's underground hangars for this exact moment. These weren't ordinary human spacecraft, they were incredibly advanced fighters built using technology captured from dozens of different alien species over the years. "Phoenix Squadron, you are cleared to engage targets," Mitchell announced to his pilots as they burst out of Europa's ice shell into open space. Time to show these invaders what 2 decades of studying their own technology can do to them. The human fighters moved through space in ways that seemed impossible. They twisted and turned around the massive alien ships like dancers performing a deadly ballet. The Vorthak pilots tried to track them with their weapons, but the human fighters were too fast, too agile, and too unpredictable. What the aliens didn't know was that human scientists had been capturing alien ships for years. Every piece of technology, every weapon system, every engine design had been taken apart, studied, improved, and rebuilt with human modifications. The result was fighter craft that combined the best alien technology with human creativity and engineering. Inside the main Vorthak command ship, chaos was spreading through every deck. Alien officers ran between control stations, trying to understand how human weapons were cutting through their strongest shields like they were made of paper. These shields had protected Vorthak ships against every enemy they had ever faced, but human weapons seemed to ignore them completely. The aliens had studied human technology and decided it was primitive and weak. What they didn't realize was that humans had been deliberately hiding their real capabilities. Every probe the aliens had sent to spy on Earth had been allowed to see only basic human technology while the advanced systems remained completely hidden. Lieutenant Colonel Rebecca Martinez was commanding the boarding operations from her assault ship called Determination. Her teams of human soldiers wore powered armor that made them stronger, faster, and tougher than any alien warrior. This armor combined human engineering with improvements taken from alien technology, creating something better than either species had achieved alone. All boarding teams, you have permission to board enemy vessels, Martinez announced over the radio. Remember what we trained for, we want to capture their technology and take prisoners for questioning. We need information about their empire and their other fleets. Human boarding pods launched from dozens of ships, each one carrying a team of elite soldiers. These pods cut through alien hull armor like it was soft metal, delivering human warriors directly inside enemy ships. The Vorthak crew had never faced anything like human soldiers in powered armor working together with perfect coordination. The battle shifted completely as more human ships appeared from every direction. The aliens realized they had been surrounded by enemies they never saw coming. Human vessels emerged from behind the moons of Jupiter and Saturn, from inside asteroid mining operations that looked abandoned, and from regions of space that their sensors had showed as completely empty. Admiral Williams watched the battle from his command center, coordinating hundreds of human ships with the skill of a master chess player. Every captain knew exactly what they were supposed to do because they had practiced this scenario thousands of times over the past 20 years. Captain Patricia Lee brought her destroyer squadron in from behind Neptune, hitting the aliens from a direction they never expected. Captain Vincent Torres led his cruisers up from below the solar system's plane, catching enemy ships that thought they were in safe positions. Captain Angela Foster's stealth ships appeared and disappeared like ghosts, striking alien vessels before vanishing again. "Admiral, we've knocked out more than half their fleet," reported Commander Diana Chen from her position at the main tactical display. "The remaining alien ships are trying to group together for defense, but they are completely surrounded." The Vorthak commander desperately tried to reorganize his forces, but everywhere he looked, human ships appeared from impossible positions. His fleet had walked into the most sophisticated trap in galactic history, designed by a species he had dismissed as primitive and harmless. Human weapons systems that the aliens had never seen before tore through their formations. Energy beams that bent space itself, missiles that could track targets through multiple dimensions, and defensive shields that seemed to absorb alien fire and use it to power human weapons. Admiral Williams smiled as he watched the alien fleet falling apart. "Signal all units to begin Phase 4 operations. Time to show them that running away isn't going to work either." The real lesson was about to begin. The surviving alien ships turned around and tried to escape as fast as they could toward the edge of the solar system. The Vorthak commander thought if he could just get his remaining vessels far enough away, they could jump to hyperspace and call for help from their home fleet. But humans had been planning this battle for 20 years, and they had thought of everything. Captain Derek Rodriguez commanded a group of human destroyer ships that had been hiding in deep space for weeks. His ships were positioned along every possible escape route the aliens might use. When the Vorthak fleet tried to run, they found human warships waiting for them at every turn. "This is Hunter Team 7 calling all units," Rodriguez spoke into his communicator as his ships dropped out of hyperspace right in front of the fleeing aliens. "We have 19 enemy ships trying to escape through the outer asteroid belt. Moving in to stop them now." The aliens realized with growing horror that they had fallen into a trap much bigger than they had imagined. Everywhere they tried to run, human ships appeared to block their path. Every hyperspace jump point had human vessels guarding it. Every possible escape route through the solar system was covered by waiting human forces. Admiral Williams had spent years studying how alien fleets behaved in battle. He knew exactly which directions they would try to escape, which routes they would consider safest, and which backup plans they would use when their first attempts failed. Human strategists had predicted every single move the aliens would make. Commander Lisa Thompson led the chase from her fast attack ship called Relentless. Her job was to coordinate all the human ships hunting down the fleeing aliens. "All hunting groups, remember your orders. Shoot their engines to disable them, but don't destroy the ships completely. We need some of them alive to take our message back home." One after another, alien ships found their engines destroyed by precise human weapons fire. Human boarding teams stormed onto the disabled vessels, capturing alien technology and taking prisoners. These boarding operations were led by experienced officers like Colonel Tyler Garcia and Major Jennifer White, who had trained for years to fight aliens in their own ships. The few alien vessels that managed to slip past the first wave of human hunters soon discovered there was no escape. Captain Rachel Foster commanded a squadron of invisible human ships called the Ghost Squadron. Her vessels used advanced stealth technology that made them completely undetectable until they attacked. Foster's ships would appear out of nowhere, fire a few precise shots to disable alien engines, then vanish back into invisibility before the aliens could even fight back. It was like being hunted by invisible predators that could strike from any direction at any time. Ghost Squadron to command, Foster reported after disabling another group of fleeing aliens. We've stopped 4 more enemy ships trying to escape through the Jupiter corridor. They never saw us coming. The alien commander watched his fleet disappear piece by piece. Ships that tried to hide behind planets found human forces already waiting there. Vessels that attempted to use asteroid fields for cover discovered that humans controlled every hiding spot in the solar system. Some alien ships tried to fight their way out, but they were too damaged and outnumbered. Others attempted to surrender, but human forces had specific orders about which ships to capture and which ones to let escape. Commander Rosa Martinez monitored the entire hunt from her position in the main control center. Admiral, we've captured or destroyed 94% of their invasion fleet. Only 18 alien ships are still operational, and all of them have serious damage. Admiral Williams looked at the tactical screen showing the final alien ships limping slowly toward the edge of the solar system. These last few vessels were barely functional, their crews probably terrified and confused about what had happened to their mighty invasion force. Let those last ships go, Williams ordered calmly. But make sure our intelligence teams have uploaded the special package into their computer systems before they leave. The special package contained information that would change everything the alien empire thought they knew about humans. It included video footage of human technology, data about human military capabilities, and most importantly, evidence that humans had been quietly watching and infiltrating alien civilizations for much longer than anyone realized. These surviving ships would carry news of their defeat back to the Vorthak Empire. But they would also carry something much more dangerous, the knowledge that humanity was not the primitive species the galaxy thought it was. The hunt was over, but the real message was just beginning. The few alien ships that managed to escape Earth's solar system thought they were carrying only bad news back to their empire. What they didn't know was that human intelligence agents had secretly planted something much more dangerous in their computer systems. This hidden data package would completely change how every alien civilization in the galaxy thought about humanity. Admiral Jake Williams stood in the main command room surrounded by all the officers who had just won humanity's greatest victory. Captain Derek Rodriguez, Commander Lisa Thompson, Captain Rachel Foster, and dozens of other human leaders who had turned what should have been Earth's destruction into a complete triumph over their enemies. The information package we sent with them contains everything, reported Intelligence Chief Brandon Chen as he reviewed the secret files they had uploaded to the alien ships. Complete technical details about our weapons, video footage of our hidden shipyards on Titan and behind Jupiter, proof of our deep space spy networks, and most shocking of all, evidence that we've had people secretly working inside their empire for 15 years. Captain Maria Gonzalez had just returned from a dangerous undercover mission where she had been living among the Vorthak aliens for years, pretending to be a trader while actually gathering intelligence. She smiled as she thought about what the aliens would discover. Our agents are already working in their military headquarters, their research laboratories, and their spy agencies. They have no idea that humans have been watching them from the inside. The video footage hidden in the alien computer systems would show the Vorthak Empire something terrifying. Earth wasn't just one primitive planet with basic defenses. The footage revealed massive weapons factories hidden throughout the solar system, automated defense systems protecting multiple worlds, and most frightening of all, proof that humans had been secretly preparing for contact with alien civilizations for decades. Colonel Vincent Torres brought up the final message that had been programmed to broadcast from the escaping alien ships. The message was short, simple, and would strike fear into every alien leader who heard it. To the Vorthak Empire and all alien species who receive this transmission, Earth and all human territories are now under the protection of the Human Defense Force. Any attack against human colonies, human spaceships, or human interests anywhere in the galaxy will result in the complete destruction of the attacking forces. We have been watching your civilizations much longer than you realize. We have been preparing for this contact much longer than you can imagine. Attack us again and face total annihilation. The message would spread throughout the galaxy within weeks. Every alien intelligence agency would analyze it, trying to understand how they had so completely misunderstood humanity. Their spy reports had told them humans were a young species that had barely learned to travel between stars. Instead, they had discovered a civilization that had been secretly studying and infiltrating alien empires for years. Intelligence Director Patricia Adams explained what would happen next. Our deep cover agents throughout the galaxy are already in position. When this message reaches alien governments, our people will be there to observe their reactions and gather more intelligence about their military capabilities. The alien survivors would tell their leaders about human ships that appeared from nowhere, weapons that cut through the strongest shields, and defenses that had been hidden so well that the most advanced alien sensors couldn't detect them. But the real shock would come when they discovered the data package in their computers. Captain Tony Rivera, who commanded one of the stealth squadrons, reported on what their sensors had detected. The escaping alien ships have already started transmitting emergency signals to their home fleet. They are requesting immediate reinforcements and warning about human capabilities. But those reinforcements would never come. Human spy satellites positioned throughout Vorthak space would intercept those messages. Human agents working inside alien military commands would ensure that any rescue fleets would be delayed, misdirected, or cancelled entirely. The battle had been won, but the real victory was psychological. Every alien civilization would now know that humanity was not the primitive species they had thought. Earth wasn't a helpless world waiting to be conquered. Humans were apex predators who had been quietly watching and preparing while their enemies underestimated them. Admiral Williams looked out through the command center's windows at the stars beyond Earth. Somewhere out there, alien leaders were having emergency meetings, trying to figure out how they had gotten everything so wrong about humanity. Spy agencies across the galaxy were frantically reviewing every piece of intelligence they had about humans, looking for clues they had missed. The message was clear and would spread throughout the galaxy. Humanity had arrived on the galactic stage not as victims, but as the most dangerous predator anyone had ever encountered. The galaxy would never make the mistake of underestimating humans again. From now on, when alien civilizations heard the word human, they wouldn't think of primitive creatures from a backwater planet. They would think of invisible ships, impossible weapons, and a species that had been watching them from the shadows for much longer than they ever imagined. The age of human dominance in the galaxy had officially begun.